What's up, third wave of YouTube? That's you, if you didn't know, because you're the third wave. Today's episode is going to be data heavy because I was kind of interested to see what's going on exactly behind the scenes, a little bit more like what's the motivation behind these two different things. First of all, I want to announce something. If you didn't hear this already, Facebook TV is something. Might actually be the reason why YouTube decided to announce YouTube TV when it did, because actually on the 1st of February there was actually news articles being written about how Facebook is searching for some type of serial episodes or a TV type thing that they can plug into Facebook. So Facebook wants to be something that you come back to every week to watch a video. It's kind of funny because I go back to Facebook every couple, And this Facebook stuff, it's not like just made up by like the Wall Street Journal. This is actual real stuff. It came out of Mark Zuckerberg's very own mouth. I almost said Mark Wahlberg, which would have been a lot more credible. Just saying, no offense. But actually, Mark Zuckerberg, I think you're an idiot. Anyway, no offense. YouTube TV is a thing, obviously, so that's pretty cool. I'm not going to say anything about YouTube TV because really, I don't have anything to add. It's something. It's coming. That's all you need to know. YouTube TV is coming. Facebook TV is coming. Twitter TV? No. So here's my stats. Okay, so one thing that you might not know is that there are, so I did some searching. So I found out that YouTube has 1 billion viewers. But then I did a little bit of research on the research that I was doing and realized that it was dated 2013. So I was like, oh wow, 2013? That's when it had 1 billion active users. Today it's got to have like 2 billion. But no, that's wrong. Not true. Actually, it only has 1.325 billion. So like, not very much. And that was from Statistic Brain, which did its update in September 2016. So it hasn't really grown much. It's grown by 325 million users. That's not very much. Okay, that's actually a lot, but you know, that was 2013, that was 4 years ago. Since it started in 2005, it had 1 billion. It's just kind of like it had a bell curve, and now it's like, it's doing this thing where it's not really going like it did its bell curve, and now it's here, and now it's like the populations have to get like computers before it will have more people that actively use it. When, you know, places have more computers. So we need to donate more computers so that there are more people to watch our videos. That's an idea. Maybe that's my business model. Give away computers to people that aren't watching my videos. That's a great business model. I'm going to do that. How can I do that? I'm starting a GoFundMe to buy computers so I can give them to you guys. Not you, because you're watching. Okay, so the views that are actually happening on YouTube, the views, these are the things that we are so, crazy about getting. There's actually 4.9 billion views every day. It's actually 4.950, 4.95. There's no zero after the 5 because it's 4.95 billion. 1 billion of those views are actually coming from mobile users, which I thought the mobile views would have been a lot higher, but apparently it's not. So it's only 1 billion views are coming from only 1 billion. Wow, these numbers don't make any sense, people. How am I supposed to talk about them? Okay, it's relevant. In relativity, that's what I'm talking about, okay? Sorry, I got a little upset because the numbers are really shouldn't have made this episode, okay? I'm done. Don't know why I'm doing numbers. Got this thing I'm tied to it. Here's something interesting. Google makes 6% of its revenue from YouTube. That's not a lot. Actually, the more I looked into it, the more I think that YouTube isn't really making a lot of money, which actually also helps explain why they're trying so many different things lately. So hopefully this YouTube TV thing works out for YouTube, because if it doesn't work out for YouTube, then I don't know, will Google pull a plug? That's why sometimes we talk about on Intellect in the last couple of years, we have talked about not depending solely on one platform to be your entire business model. And that's one of the problems we have with YouTubers, is that they get on YouTube and that's their entire business model. They don't have email lists, which we don't have an email list, so I'm not guessing any judgment here, but no email list, no website, no nothing. They've got this whole business model set up thinking that they're just going to make everything off of YouTube, and then YouTube might someday pull the plug on them. Who knows? I don't know what's going to happen. Something's going to happen. It's going to be apocalyptic. I've realized one thing from all this. Putting on a nice jacket doesn't help me at all. With all that said, I want to highlight some really cool YouTubers that are coming up and doing really cool things. Bam! So if I'm talking about small YouTubers and highlighting things like that, there's another guy that's not, well, he's a small YouTuber, so I'm third wave, right? Third wave YouTube is the third generation, the next thing that's coming up, right? Well, there's another guy out there that's doing like the middle wave YouTube, second wavers, people that came up after the initial thing, but are kind of way better off than we are. And his name is Film Grade. It's actually highlighting a lot of really creative, amazing artists. He goes to VidCons and he goes to other different conferences, and he gets a lot of different interviews with a lot of really cool YouTubers. And man, this guy is just a really, really good interviewer. I've actually met Jeremy, really nice guy, and the entire time it's just like, I felt like I was in an interview. He wasn't filming or anything. He's just genuinely interested in people. So his interviews are really amazing. He also does some vlogging, which is really cool because he's just a cool guy and he's got a cool life, and I like his life. He lives in California, and that's cool, right? It's cool with me. It's cool. I don't care. If it's not cool to you, it's cool to me. That's why I'm talking about it, because I like it. And the second YouTuber I want to talk about is also a really cool guy. I actually know him in real life. He lives here in New Mexico. He's a retro gamer reviewer, but he also does some vlogging, and he's doing this really cool series right now called Road to Recovery, I think. Anyway, links below for everything. Not everything, but some stuff, the stuff I'm talking about. He's doing a great series right now where he's actually, he had an addiction, and now that addiction kind of messed up parts of his life, and now he's trying to recover those parts of his life that addiction destroyed. So it's a little bit of talking about his addiction, a little bit of talking about his life.
I got in a lot of trouble, and I did a lot of bad things, and that's where I would lose my collection, or I would sell my collection off, or because the drugs had messed up my brain so much, I would have these like total freakouts.
Go check it out. It's just a great series. So I got the link to the first video for it. The guy's really cool though. If you love retro gaming and you're a cool guy like that, go check out this guy, because you guys can be cool guys together. By the way, this clock doesn't work. Just so you know. Doesn't have batteries. That's crazy, right? That's all I had to talk about today. Actually, I have some other stuff I want to talk about, but I don't want to talk about it because I want to save it for next week. Next week, I'm actually going to be talking about some learning channels. They might even be what I open with, barring that something crazy happens, like last time, something crazy happened, and this week something crazy happened. So I'm hoping next week I'll actually open with some third waver people news. This week was opening with some news that I think is relevant to third wavers, small YouTubers. Just Facebook and TV and stuff, Don't forget to ask us questions, so your question can be written on the back of this. First Ask Skinny's coming out on Monday. Well, not the first, but one of the first of this new series where we have it written on the back of a car, which we, anyway, doesn't matter. Goodbye. I'll see you Monday. Well, I will see you on Monday. It's the once a month thing.